Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. He's back here on the program. The Eric Andre Show on Adult Swim airs every single Friday, including tonight at midnight. It's a very funny show, especially with his co-host, Hannibal Buress. Good to have you back, Eric.
Yes,
Andre.
thank you.
How are you?
My brother. Sorry, my hands are sweaty. I have hyperhidrosis.
Yeah, is that what you have?
Yeah, I went to a dermatologist. I was going to get like weird injections to like.
So you don't mind if I take my right hand now and rub it against my right thigh?
No, rub it, get Purell. I am carrying diseases.
Well, you are wearing a T-shirt.
Yes.
That is now. Is this an exact replica of the ink that's on the body, the torso, and the back too of J.R. Smith of your champion Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yes.
Champion. Why do you do that? What's the?
I just think this shirt is gross, especially because you see his pubes at the bottom.
No, you don't.
Yes. Can we get it?
Oh my word.
That is a little too precise.
So it's all the way down to, and that's an innie, right? That's not an outie.
It's kind of on the cusp.
It's on the cusp. It's
right at the edge. That's actually his penis. Not
Well, now you've got yourself a T-shirt. Now you've got a unitard at that point in time.
Yes, and I have the matching underwear.
Now, are you a J.R. Smith fan of some sort?
Huge.
Fan of...
Followed him since he was a child.
Now, you said to me your favorite player of all time is Harold Miner.
Baby Jordan.
Baby Jordan.
Yes.
Okay.
Baby Jordan, and he lived up to that nickname.
And you go way back, and your fandom goes way back to the Ronnie Cycli days.
Ronnie Cycli, anyone who was on the Miami Heat in the 90s.
That's
probably the
team?
last time I watched.
Is that right?
My team.
So then who?
No, I watch basketball.
Well, obviously you watch it enough to get a J.R. Smith T-shirt like that. How many years of eligibility, Brockman, did Ronnie Cycli have at Syracuse? 11? It seemed like he was at Syracuse.
About 7 or 8
for 3 presidential administrations.
Yeah. He was great. One of our all-time best.
So is that you're from South Florida? Is that
South Florida? Yes, I'm from Boca Raton.
All right,
Florida.
How in the world do you come up with your ideas for your talk show, Eric? What's the process?
We go into a sleep deprivation chamber, and we clockwork orange our eyes open for a week on end.
So you're playing classical music?
Playing classical music, playing Beethoven.
Okay, Beethoven.
Playing Wolfgang Puck.
Okay.
Spoken word.
Food.
Food. We're eating at the Wolfgang Puck in the airport, LAX. We're doing mushrooms.
In the food.
In the food,
right now, but when you
not even like psychedelic mushrooms, like shiitake mushrooms.
Well, those are the best.
Those are the best ones.
I mean, forget it. You can have a long night on those.
A long night.
So, but you have celebrities coming in, and they have no idea that you're about to mess with them, because it looks like they are stunned and shocked by the activities of you and Hannibal Buress.
They have no idea, or we'll tell them a little bit, and then we'll do like 10 times
worse.
More. Yeah, 10 times worse.
Which is what? Like we just saw on the...
We had Stacey Dash from Fox News on the show. We released a bunch of sewer rats underneath her chair during the interview.
well, someone would say it's Stacey Dash of Clueless, right? Isn't that what she was?
Stacey Dash of Clueless.
Right, but just now...
that was 20 years ago.
Now she's Stacey Dash of Fox News.
Yeah, she's Stacey Dash of Fox News
right.
For some reason. Yes.
And now, so are you having trouble booking the show? Are people coming back knowing that you're going to mess with them?
if we do another season, it's going to be difficult. We might only be able to book very elderly.
Well, you're about to take this show on the road here. You're about to take the show on to Minneapolis coming up September 10th.
Yes.
And then the first Sunday of the NFL season, you're in Milwaukee. Then the day after, Chicago, Pontiac, and Toronto. Pontiac, Michigan, and Toronto, Ontario.
Yes.
So you're going internationally on that front. Did I see you interview a D-League wife? NBA D-League's wife, Gennaro Pargo's wife. Did I see that?
Oh, yes, Malaysia Pargo.
Okay.
Yes, she's a basketball.
How in the world did that come about?
Reality people are a little bit more desperate for screen time, so they're the easiest to book. They're the easiest.
Okay.
We also had Roy Hibbert on the show this year, and we had Dennis Rodman on the show. That's our secret guest.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
When is the Rodman stuff? How'd that go?
That was insane.
Okay.
That was pretty insane.
Now,
I mean, surprise, surprise.
Well, now you can.
That was not a normal interview. Well, I don't know if you know Dennis Rodman. He's a little bit eccentric.
He is that.
And Roy Hibbert, I got butt naked and I tried to.
You tried to
give him a hug.
And
he did not appreciate it.
So wait a minute. You did not know, Roy Hibbert had no idea you were going to do this to him? And he just shows up on the show?
Yeah.
And how big is Roy Hibbert?
He's like 7'1" or something.
He's a gigantic individual.
Gigantic man. So
Wow.
he was hard to take down.
Okay.
But I failed. And he grabbed a baseball bat and he tried to attack me.
What? No, hold on a
That's
second.
kind of how the
Eric, come on now. He grabbed a baseball bat?
No, that's it, yeah.
Now, I'm up here with Eric Andre of the Eric Andre Show on Adult Swim. Now, at this point in time, when that happens, what happens when the cameras stop rolling? Do you say, thanks, man?
No,
thanks for coming?
Oh.
You know, you shake
we
hands?
kind of both like saunter away, and then I put my clothes on. And then he's from afar, he says...
Who's had the craziest reaction of like they didn't expect what was coming to them?
I mean, all of the guests to some degree. We had 2 guests walk off. We had Lauren Conrad walk off, and we had T.I., the rapper.
Oh, T.I., no sense of humor. Shocking.
T.I. had seen enough male nudity for one day. And
So what?
He had enough.
He just demiked and dropped mic and walked off?
He was like, you know what? I'm good.
So have you ever had a PR person fired based on from somebody coming on and saying,
I never really
what
follow
happened?
up with the guests afterwards. But yeah, I'm sure I got some publicist in trouble for sure.
And Lauren Conrad,
Her publicist flipped out.
LC. What did the publicist say?
Her publicist flipped out on us. She's like, "You're gonna be banned. Like, you'll never work in this town again." Kind of talk. Yeah, rah, rah, rah. Freaking out. Then we got Jimmy Kimmel on the show, and I was emailing back and forth with him.
yeah.
And this was like a few days later, and then he goes, "Yeah, let me just loop in my publicist, and she'll set up the whole thing." And it was the same publicist as Lauren Conrad, and she just had to eat her words. They were just like, "What time would you like Mr. Kimmel to show up?"
What did you do that made LC so bad?
I vomited on my desk, and then I ate it back up.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I mean, you haven't done the same.
Not yet. Not yet.
Well, I put poison in your coffee this morning, so in half an hour.
So you what? You stuck your finger down your throat?
No,
or-
so she was talking to my co-host, Hannibal Burris.
Who's hilarious.
Who's hilarious.
Yes.
And I had a little cup of oatmeal under the desk.
Okay.
That looks like puke, but she didn't know. She thought I was real. So while she was talking, distracted by Hannibal, I
Yes.
put the oatmeal in my mouth. Then she turned back to me to complain how hot it is in our studio, because it's like 100 degrees in our studio. And I just looked at her, and I went, "Blah!" And she was like, "Oh!" And she wouldn't look at me because she didn't want to throw up. So I tried to get her attention. So I started slurping it back up off the desk. And she got out of there.
And so you are
Rightfully so.
aware that the outside of the Adult Swim hour, the rest of the network that you are on is normally for children, right? You're aware of this.
Yes. That's why they put us on late at night.
When the kids are in
The
bed.
kids are in bed.
So after Lauren Conrad storms off, assistant basically says, "There goes your Marie Claire cover." That's out the window.
the
That's
Marie
not happening.
Claire cover was
You'll never
the
be on the
main goal of
you'll
that
never
season.
be on the cover of Cosmo.
Never.
Ever.
Yeah. You know,
And-
we tried.
But Kimmel must have enjoyed his. Kimmel gets. this
Kimmel
sort of
was
stuff.
great. Yeah, Kimmel was great. I mean, we were messing with him too, but he took it.
He
like
knows.
a champion.
But he knows if he's coming on your. Now he
He
knows.
didn't know.
What he's
I don't know
getting
how
into.
much he knew, but he was more prepared than Lauren.
Okay.
Conrad, for sure. And we were like, he took it like a champion. Like Hannibal was like looking for lice in his hair, and we had like a fake sound man come in and like hit him in the head with the boom mic over and over again.
Last question for you here. Why is there an enormous frontal nude selfie of you in graffiti art in Fitzroy, a suburb of Melbourne, Australia?
You know, if I had $1 for every time I was asked, it's already taken down. Taken down? Taken down.
It's okay. Why is that? Have you taken
There's a
selfie?
fan. There's a street artist named Lush Sucks, and he's a big fan, and he painted. He was nude while he painted that as well.
Well, of course. You didn't even have to say that to me. I just assumed that was stipulated, Eric. I assumed that was
And
stipulated.
he's doing J.R. Smith next.
So where do I can I get a shirt like that?
Yeah, I'll send you one. I actually have an extra one.
Would you?
It's all yours.
Size large? Size large? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a large. I
Okay,
think we're the same kind of build,
think, yeah,
right?
yeah. And
We
then-
look the same. We look identical. It's like looking in a mirror.
If only the radio audience could see the split screen.
Which one's Eric?
If it gets, yeah. Other than that, it's pretty.
No, you look
simple.
handsome. You're like Ed Harris. I look like Macy Gray. At best.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you,
Eric.
Evan.
You bet. I would say please have me on your show, but I know.
Please, come on.
Yes.
Forget everything I said in
Yes,
this
let's
interview.
go.
You
Let's
got to do it.
We should totally do it.
There you go. You got the support.
Do you want me on?
I would love to have you on.
Yes.
Would I love to be on? Is the
No,
question.
it would be horrible. It would be horrible.
This is why we should do
You
it.
would regret it immediately.
Well,
for
let me
sure.
speak to my publicist. What's her name?
Your publicist will probably fire you after.
The Eric Andre Show on Adult Swim tonight and every Friday with Hannibal Morris at midnight. Thanks for coming
Thanks
on,
so much
brother.
for
You
having me.
bet. You are the man.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.